What's up, guys? Welcome to our flight today. We are currently on the ground in Des Moines. What is it, Des Moines, Iowa? I think it is. I think it is. Yes, Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to be doing a Lifeline flight transporting a passenger to Cleveland. It is John Woodward, and we'll have operations give us the whole rundown as well. But we're taking him and two other people that's accompanying him over to Cleveland. Also, again, this is a real world charity, so you'll see that scrolling through the chat here. Um, so again, feel free to visit the website, donate to the charity if you feel you would like to do it. This is also, again, brought to us through Say Intentions to be able to do Air Care Alliance flights. So that's what playlist this is also a part of. We currently have a let me see, what is it? Departure time of 18:45. We're like 3 minutes until that right now. And arrival time at 20:52. So we got about 2 hours of flight time to make it to Cleveland, Ohio. We also using Akron as our alternate today. Akron, Ohio, in case we have to divert for whatever reason. We have that planned. We'll be cruising at flight level 250 today. Should be an uneventful flight. We will have to deal with some icing on the descent. It looks like it's trace to moderate ice during a descent down to about 6,000 feet into Cleveland. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Make sure we got the inertial separator open or active below the speed, so that way we can do what we need to do safely during the flight. An aircraft from somewhere. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, we are in the TBM 850 again. We're going to be doing the flight in this aircraft. Once again, taking our folks with us. And I believe we're taking like 1,760 pounds of fuel or something like that, if I remember well. But yeah, this is our aircraft we'll be in today. Also have some good news. Also, I wanted to share something here with you guys that's been an update from GSX. Don't know if you've seen it. I also apologize for the bit rates. For some reason, I'm getting very crappy bit rates again on upload, specifically on my stream PC. So I'm going to have to figure that out and get that fixed. Because it's kind of been all over the place. Like right now, it just dropped off. Yeah, it's definitely kind of all over the place. Um, I'm not sure what is causing it. I may have to reboot this stream PC is what I may have to do. Because the bit rates are just all over the place, which is what I need for the upload. So stand by. I'm going to try one other thing here, guys. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if it's my switch, my network switch that I'm using, or something else, because Wi-Fi on um, my hub is giving me 40 upload just fine. And I believe the sim PC is giving me about the same just fine. I think it may be the my stream PC that's causing issue. Let's see, what can we do? Because otherwise, I think the bit rates are going to be trashed the entire stream. So stand by. Let me try to do one thing. I'm going to reboot my stream PC and see what we get from there. So stay with me, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I've rebooted. I'm not seeing much of a change. Still looks about the same, unfortunately. But welcome back. We're going to try to do the best we can. Hopefully we don't lose all bit rates at all. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, I can get everything back reopened. Oh, hold on, that's the same. Oh, that is the same one. Alright, there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, bit rates are going to be kind of crappy from the looks of it. Like I said, as long as we don't lose them completely, we should be good. But if you're still here, just refresh and hopefully you pick us back up here. So what I wanted to show you guys before we get going here on this flight, oh, hold on, I gotta sound back into everything as well. Resound back in the sim brief, pilot portal and stuff. This should have me logged in. Make sure this is still running. Alright, we're still good there. Jeez, my bit rates are dropping. Just absolutely terrible. Let's re-sign in here. Oh no, I'm still signed in there. Alright, good. Alright, give me just a moment, guys. We're getting back going here. Get some things back going that I had to minimize. Alright, so what I wanted to show you guys was the GSX update that came out recently here. I thought was pretty cool. This will be good, very good for GA, and helpful for airline stuff. They've recently added where you can, and I may be wrong, maybe they had already added this, but to me I believe this is something they just added in the recent update, where you can add additional parking within the same gate. So like here at DFW, we have like, let's just say the Echo terminal has Echo 35, Echo 35 Alpha, Echo 35 Bravo. The same with like the Delta terminal has like a D 16X or something like that. You can add those within the gate. So I'm going to bring that up so you guys can see it. And like I said, I'm going to try to make a separate video for that. So at any gate, let's say let's go find actual parking at the gate, at the terminals. None at all. It looks like it's here. So like if this Charlie 1 had a Charlie 1 Bravo or something, you can right click on that, pick add Mars sub position, and then you can name it whatever you want and then reconfigure the parking specifically for that one. So when it pops up, you can select it. So what I did for GA flying was created the parking for where Signature is. So like let's see, let's close that one. Jeez, that thing is still trying to open up. Close this, quit. Alright. Let's see, what is it, North Parking here. There now is a little drop box that's added. So this is Modern Aviation FBO that's here at this airport, as well as oh, then I got to re-sign back in one more program here. Apparently has me signed out. Accept. All right, we're good there now. So that way, when I pull it up in GSX, sure you can't rename this as North Parking, but you could always kind of scroll through them until you find what you're looking for of what you know is the aviation ramp, and I named each ramp that each parking that's associated with the ramp, Because I know I've seen sometimes where you'll have one, but the parking will be completely across the other side of the airport. So I've labeled which parking spots are which here to signify that, the same way with here where we are at Signature. So I have Signature, Aviation on each one of these spots. So when I come into park here and I bring GSX up, I won't select parking 1, I'll select Signature parking. And that'll allow me to have be able to park the airplane here on the ramp. I know where I'm going. It'll be easy for me to identify which parking is Signature or anything else. So I thought that was pretty cool to see and have. You can now add those additional parking. So like any of these recent, in the most recent aircraft or airports that's added these correct gate markings where you can park multiple aircraft in a different position on the that gate. You can do that now. Like I said, at least that's new to me. I don't know if that was already a thing, but it's new to me. So I thought it was pretty cool to see. So let's get on with our flight and get things going, and try to make our way out of here as best we can, as quick as we can. Beat some of the weather, leaving out of Des Moines, Iowa. So firstly, let's get the fuel truck out here. Request fueling, and let's talk to operations. Hey operations, just checking to see if you can give us a rundown on what we have going today. See what they say. It's like we'll act like we're talking to them on the phone.
Hey Hatchet, we're currently in the boarding phase. Everyone's on board and ready to go. We're heading from Des Moines to Cleveland today for a critical medical appointment. Remember our last mission from Omaha to Milwaukee? That was quite a journey.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you. We're getting fueled up now, and we'll get everything else completed and be on our way. We'll keep you updated along the route.
Roger that, Hatchet. Everyone's on board and ready to go. Safe travels and keep us posted along the way.
Why does my camera seem crooked? Alright. So we'll hop in, start getting our stuff going here while we're waiting on the fuel truck to arrive. We'll get the avionics and everything going, and go from there. Then we'll get the passengers on board once we get the fuel completed. See if we can get our I-4 release as well while we're here. Since we're already kind of late on picking that up anyway. So this is our weight that we're looking at. Again, we're going to add more fuel into the aircraft. Let's see, we're taking 1756 on the fuel. So I think that's like 130 gallons each side, if I'm not mistaken, 140. I don't quite remember. But we'll see once the fuel truck gets here. We'll get fueled up and go from there. But let's get some things on so we can get some other stuff going in the meantime. Get that on GPU, ignition to auto. Leave that on off. Do a lights test up here. That checks out good. Let's get the master EFIS on. That'll test on its own. We'll test that shortly. That'll come up in the rect here momentarily as well. We'll get all those on. Chest size on. Alright, that's up and going. Test ITT. Shows up. Good there. Let's test our lights there. De-ice lights, all LEDs are working. Oh, let me get you out of the way. I want to be looking over the iPad. Yeah, hopefully the bit rates get better, guys. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's get all of these on. Make sure the lights turn off. Those lights are off. And lights back on. We'll test some things here. Good. Good. We'll test this once we, let's actually get the radio on. let's see, we've tested everything here. What's working, what's not working. We'll test this panel. The ECS panel looks good. We'll set that. Test our standby. DH. Test, that's good. Execute. I mean enter, my mistake. Alright, ETL works. ELT, not ETL. Set that to altitude. Function, let's go flight time. Test that panel. Annunciator panel, tested, good. Flight director shouldn't be on it. I'll leave that on. Alright, that already did a self-test as well. We'll actually test the full autopilot once we get in the air. We're going to set this to 25. Alright, 25 is about right there. Alright, let's pull up the charts. Like I said, so we can see the fuel truck arrive. Oh, fuel truck's over here. I didn't even see him. Alright, let's add our fuel in now. For what fuel needs to be. See, I believe it's 130 on each side. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so they're fueling us up. I didn't even see them pull up. Let's get this information. I gotta set this to daytime. Night view. Back. Chart again. Let's see. $624 for, I don't know how many gallons we added, but it was $624. Oh, 117 gallons we added here. Alright, so let's go full screen. Alright, ATIS is 1955. Let's get that up. Alright, 55. We'll monitor number 2 as well. Let's see. Clearance. Des Moines clearance is 3415. Let's transfer that. Ground will be 21.9. Which we'll call in tower, then departures 23.9 as well. Oh, I forgot. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta get those back up. Didn't realize they turned off after I rebooted. I really can't believe how terrible the bit rates are bouncing around here. I think it's the stream PC, and I may need to be cleaning it out. Is what I think is going to happen. Let's do that. Let's get that there. Yeah, like I said, stream is going to look a little choppy or grainy, pixelated, unfortunately, because of the bit rates or whatever's going on with my stream PC. Let's see. Alright, let's get ATIS information.
Missions underway. Expect delays in movement. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot. Des Moines International Airport. Information. Foxtrot. 1754 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 23, 31. Wind 320 at 17 gusting 27. Visibility 10. Few at 3100, few at 25,000. Temperature 5, dew point -4. Altimeter 3000. Towing operations underway, expect delays in movement. Advise on initial contact you have information Foxtrot.
It's 1904.
Des Moines International
What
Airport.
time did he say?
Information Foxtrot. 1754 Zulu. Arriving and
1754,
departing
that should be
runways
right, it should be
2331. Wind 320 at 17 gusting 27. Visibility 10. Few at 3100. Few at 25,000.
Picking up old
Temperature.
ATIS information though. Let me see something. Yeah, it should be 1854 Zulu already and 3002. I don't know why it's picking up an outdated one still. I think it has to do as well with let me see. Where it's not wanting to. They turned off having it connect through active sky. It's like it's not a thing anymore. Oh, they took support from it is what it was. So unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with here. Man, these bit rates are not. They're just trash. And like I said, on my stream PC, it's perfectly fine. I mean, my sim PC and on wireless is perfectly fine. So it's got to be something, a disconnect between my stream PC and something else that's going on. Because even when I run speed tests, my download is great, but my upload is like crawling. And it's been doing that for the past few days, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. Hopefully it's not my network card that's having troubles, but we'll see. I don't know why my let me see something tracker. I don't know why I'm not getting my information from Stream Elements. It normally will pop up for my. Alright, well that works. It normally pops up that the whatchamacallit's in the chat. But nonetheless, let's keep it moving. Alright, so we got that. Let's call and get our clearance. Alright, we're Compassion Flight 2169. Hello, Des Moines clearance. Compassion 2169. At the signature ramp, looking to pick up our IFR clearance to Cleveland. Oh, it's cold out here, 42. Interesting.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
He does not sound happy to be at work.
Compassion 2169, Des Moines clearance, clear to Cleveland. Radar vectors IOW. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 25010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.9er, squawk 3311. Expect runway 31.
Alright, 3311, that's right. Enter. Alright, clear to Cleveland via radar vectors IOW, then is filed, climb, maintain 4000. We'll expect flight level 25010 minutes after departure. Departure will be 18.9, and we'll squawk 3311 and expect runway 31 for departure. Compassion 2169. Alright, we got 4000 initial, arm that.
Compassion 2169, read back correct.
Alright, so we got that. We don't need him anymore. Oops, wrong thing. Let's switch them two around and we'll go, let's get tower up 18.3. Get him on back up 23.9. Is that what he gave us? He gave us departure 18.9. We clearly see Des Moines departures 23.9. That's the one I'll probably call because the chart says so. Let's see. Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing from there. So we're gonna contact 23.9. We're not contacting 18.9. Let's see. All right, our folks should be on their way to get to get on board here. Again, it sucks that we can't turn off these guys for GA stuff, unfortunately, but she's in the plane. And we definitely wouldn't have a flight attendant on this aircraft. Wait for them to get here, then we get the baggage and stuff closed. But this is a freeware scenery and airport that actually looks pretty good. It's not bad looking at all. So, yeah, we'll do what we got to do and make this flight happen. Like I said, unfortunately, it sucks that my bit rates are acting stupid right now. Weather looks good. But yeah, we are using Akron, Ohio as our alternate today, just because we're GA. And try to always plan an alternate for these cases. We got plenty of fuel though, so we'll be good there. Alright, so we got our flight plan. Let's upload our flight plan. Import from SimBrief. Alright, sounds good. Alright, Juliet 146. Let's look at the preview. It's gonna build that route. There we go. Also, let me go ahead and get my traffic on.
Hello?
Oh, that's interesting. It's only 3 people. That's kind of loud, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We'll take it. At least we know they're getting on board.
Boarding pass, please.
Alright, LW, JLT, GIJ. We got the route in between, which is the, let's see, is it not showing on here? It's not showing our airways, unfortunately. Does show it here though, Airway Juliet 146 as well as 554 should be on here. Where is it at? And put that airway on here. Oh, Juliet 554 goes right into our arrival. So Benjo is the is that format for that. All right, looks like our folks are on board. They're leaving now. She disappears. Good. Let's close the nose baggage door. We'll say that's all done. We got to close this back door here. Could have just closed the door already from there. Let's bring that up. Close this door for us. We'll get the chocks off. We already got the parking brake on. We got all our fuel on board. We're almost at gross weight. We're about 100 pounds under max gross weight today. That's what we're looking at. All right, I think we're good there on this stuff. CG's right where it needs to be. Let's see. I feel like I'm sitting too far back. Might be. All right, that's that. Let's get our let's go to utilities checklist. Pre-flight, we'll check it. So our selective is off. Actually, we'll skip pre-flight. We don't need it. We already know what everything's been done. Before start of engine, pre-flight inspection complete. Nose gears closed. Nose baggage doors closed. Engine compartments are closed. Cabin access door is latched. Mine is latched. Parking brake is set. Seat belts are on for our folks in the back. Oxygen, we'll get it turned on. It says it's supposed to make the sound whenever we turn this on, but it doesn't. It's supposed to make like sound, but it absolutely does not. Check. Oh, and we also did refill the bottles here. So we're up to about 1850 where it's supposed to be. Went ahead and did a refill here at this FBO. Good. Passenger oxygen is on. Again, it activates once we're above 14.5. Microphone selector is good. Starter is off. Ignition is on auto. Landing gear is in a down position. Radio master's off. It's on though. We're on GPU for the source. Oh, we didn't check the horn. Almost forgot about the horn. Horn test is good. Door annunciator light is out. Fuel gauges, we have the correct amount of fuel we need. Let's check our, actually we're supposed to check this first. Right, left, that works. Let's pop it out to off. That works as well. Let's test the shift button. Make sure it works. Oh, we gotta have the have fuel selector set to auto for that to work. Alright, it is shifting it back and forward like it's supposed to. We'll put that back on manual for now. Alright, auto fuel selector. Actually, that was the next one to be on. Alright, on. Good. Light is extinguished. We've checked the shift button. Engine instruments checked good. ITT, we've tested that already as soon as we hopped in the aircraft. ITT test and completed. Exterior lights are set. And we're not starting on the battery. We're going to start from the GPU. Manual override is off. Oh, actually, let's get the flaps down. Alright, flap handle is set to landing config and landing config showing there and showing outside. We can see that. Alright, power level is flight idle. Propeller level is going to come up to max RPM out of feather mode. Condition lever is in cutoff position. Source selectors on GPU already. Annunciator light is on for GPU. Battery light is off. Voltmeter is at 28. That shows 28 and in the green. We're good. Voltmeters, auxiliary boost pump going to on. And boost pump on is illuminated as well. Illuminated. Fuel pressure light is extinguished. It is. Where's that fuel pressure light there? Ignition is on auto. Starter is going on. And we yell clear prop. Make sure no one's around. And get it started. Get nav lights on there. Set post lights even though we don't have it. Let's go starter on. Alright, we're looking 13%. We'll introduce fuel to low. Alright, there's 13% NG. Low. Alright, ITT rising. We're verifying we don't get a hot start. Alright, peaked out at 744 and descending. And we're above 52. We'll go start her off. Let's see, did I miss the, no, that's still the same. Condition level is low idle. ITT is good. Starter above 52% to off. All pressure light extinguished. Source selector, we'll switch it to, go to battery yet? Yeah, we can go to battery. Engine's on. Alright, we're gonna feather the prop. Put it in feather mode because I got to disconnect the GPU outside. Source selector is on battery, prop, feathered GPU. We'll get it disconnected now. Let's get that off. External power off. We get generator on. That's already off. Now that that's disconnected, we'll bring prop back full forward. And RTT is decreasing because of the way the wind is flowing slipstream now of the aircraft. All right, then let's go high idle on the condition lever. Let's bring flaps up. Get this on. This has happened before. I don't know what happened there. This exact thing has happened before. I don't know why. Alright, everything is off there. We'll leave it on battery. We can start it from the battery. This has happened before. I don't know why it does that. For some reason, once I kick it forward, it does that. Alright, ITT is down. We're good there. Let's get it started again. Try it again. On from the battery. For 13%. Alright. To low. Watch this ITT. Make sure it doesn't go blazing. I think it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds above 850. Alright, it's rolling back now. Kick it up to high idle. We're at 52% now. Alright, starter off. Alright, now we got a complete engine start. That's normal. Alright, prop lever is max. Condition lever high idle. Instruments check. Auxiliary boost pump going to auto. That light is extinguished. It's cold enough outside. We'll get these on. There's separator coming on. ITT should increase because of that. It takes about 40 seconds. We should see the inertial separator light come on here. Fuel pressure lights out. Jam volts good. Ammeter's charging. There's inertial separator is active now. Go to the next checklist. After engine start, gyros are all on. Suction's in the green. Low green, but it's in the green. Gyro slave, radio master on. Prop de-ice. Check for green light. It's on, and we should get some voltage pull from that. Looks fine. Prop de-ice back off. Let's test the standby. Switch to standby there. Alright, we are good there. Switch back to main. Prop de-ice off. Windshield, all is good. We get those on. And we'll run this once we get off the ramp right here. Let's get bleed to auto. Air condition on. Fan to auto. We'll get the temperatures up here in the cabin here now. We got the cabin pressurization set to 25,000 feet, which will give us about 6,500 on the cabin altitude. Differential pressure should go up to about 6.2 is what it should be, but we'll keep an eye on this as we climb out, make sure that the cabin is pressurizing, and go from there. Alright, we are
41 Des Moines ground, take departure at Delta Foxtrot, cross runway 23 at Delta. Delta Foxtrot 23 at Delta, elevation 441. Okay.
And we're actually landing runway, what runway is this? It's not showing the runway numbers, that's weird. Give me a second, guys. We get radar on there. Yeah, that's 3-1. I can tell that it's 3-1. They're landing runway 3-1, so that's good. Alright, we'll finish this once we get to a safer place to run that test, because we'd have to bring the power up for that. Alright, there's separators on, parking brakes on. That's the only thing that's on.
31 Echo Delta Southwest 2497.
Alright, flaps are up. We'll set it back to takeoff flaps. Alright, let's get turned around here on the ramp and kind of move to where we'll be taxiing to. We'll probably move a little bit further down here. Is what we'll do. We'll turn off right there. Let's get that off. We're already taxiing. Alright, turn coordinator's turning with the turn. Ball is opposite the turn. Oh, hold on. Just keep rolling. That ball is, there we go. Inclinometer's opposite the turn. HSI is turning with the compass. Let's get that set to GPS. We got north there. That all checks out. Yeah, we'll go up here to this pad right here. A little further away from the FBO here, so we're not blowing too much FOD downstream. Let's see. Let's go about right here. Alright. Alright, park brake set. Get this on now. That's good. Right, let's also test that.
Sync rates. Don't sync.
Annunciator works.
500. Pause system test. Okay.
Alright, that checked out just fine.
Delta 926 Juliet Romeo, Des Moines ground runway 31.
Top looks good.
Romeo Delta, cross runway 23 at Delta.
Alright, we're getting radar vectors after departure, so let's set this for 3-1. Alright, that's set. Alright, we got 4,000 initial. We got these all on. We don't need prop ice on. Alright, so let's bring the NG up to 80%. So we can test our the ice boots. We'll just do our full complete run up while we're here on the ramp, so we'll be run up complete when it's time to go. Alright, there's 80%. We already have bleed air on as well, so that's the only way the de-ice boot system is going to work. Flip that on. We got the green light for the outer. We see it inflating. Look for the deflation and the light out. It is. Inboard inflates. Looking for the light out here and deflate. There it is. You got deflate. Turn that off. Since we're here, let's bring this back. Just do the prop test and governor test all right now too. So let's bring power back to about 1900. Alright, let's do the prop gov test. Should drop back to 1800. It does. That works. Let's do flight controls check left. Left up. Right down, right up, left down. Do a stab trim check, a stabilizer check, aft, forward, rudder check, right, left. Flight controls are free and clear. Let's do a prop feather. There's one. Drop back to 1800. We'll look at torque should increase. Got an increase in torque. And we go to ITT should increase as well. Do one more. Got an increase in ITT there. Oil pressure drops. I think those looks good. All right. And back to engine idle. Alright, airframe de-ice checked. Frame off. Inertia separator's on. Ammeter is below 50 amps. It is. Looks good there. Generator, we've tested the standby gen already. Volts are good. Ammeter 0. Generators on main. Flaps are up, but now back set to takeoff. Flaps bleed air is on auto. Fan is set
Ground
as
American
needed. It is 69 degrees. Let's make it a little bit warmer.
pushing Charlie 4 and Scout Whiskey.
Air conditions on, cabin temperature set, airflow distributor is set as needed. Cabin dump switch is secure. Cabin altitude, we don't need that yet until later. Weather radar is on. EFIS master's on, autopilot trim is on. Let's test it because again we are going to use the autopilot. So let's get flight director on. We'll go heading mode on. Make sure, oh, autopilot on. Make sure it's turning with the turn there. It is. Let's go, I think we can do altitude. Yoke should go forward and aft when messing with this stuff. Let's test the autopilot circuit breakers. Disconnect the breaker and we lose the autopilot. Alright, in case we get a runaway autopilot, let's re-engage it. Same with trim, we do the same thing we did. Test, make sure we got the circuit breaker is working to deactivate the auto trim so we don't get or the electric trim so we don't get runaway trim happening. Alright, so once that's finished testing, we'll turn those things back off. We'll get the ATIS information again and go from there. Good there, tested. Taxi light is on. Inertia separator light is on. Parking brake, tow brakes, we've already checked those before takeoff. Good, we've tested terrain already. Morning power level, we did the 1900. We've exercised the prop governor, we tested as well. Please, power level, flight idle, fuel imbalance we don't have. It's less than 15 gallons of an imbalance. Auto fuel selector is still set. Boost pump is auto. We'll hit shift for fullest tank again before takeoff, so it's doing what it's supposed to. Alright, flaps are set. Pitot heat 1 and 2 lights. Switches are on, lights are extinguished. The ice system needed as needed. Inertia separator is still on. Advisory panel I've already tested. Oh, it's not a test, it's just making sure parking brake and inertia separator is on. For some reason, the way, again, as I've stated before, my flight controls have it in beta sometimes, which is cool because I'll take that. Alright, engine instruments all look good in the green. We're all squared away. Flight controls tested it and free and clear already and correct. Ammeter good. Trim. Let's get trim set. I'm going to trim up to the lowest tab there. We're within the green. We'll release the parking brake, strobe lights and such will come on. From there, let's get our ATIS information again.
And Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Des Moines International
Let me see if it's
Airport.
updated the
Information Foxtrot.
other information as well.
1754 Zulu.
Why is it still
Arriving and departing
1754?
runways 2331. Wind 320 at 17 gusting 27. Visibility 10. View at
Let
3100.
me see something. Let me refresh active sky, because it should not be getting a well, actually it's pulling it from real world. It's supposed to be pulling from real world according to say intentions. It looks like bit rates have gone back up as well. That's good. Let's see, is it in realism? It is not in realism. I thought it would be. Yeah, I think they may have taken that part out. Oh, live weather. Yeah, it's either live weather or 24-hour historical Microsoft. Unfortunately. And that kind of sucks. But I refreshed active sky. Let me see if it updates it.
Gusting 27. Visibility 10. View at 3100. View at 25,000. Temperature 5. Dew point -4. Altimeter 3000. Towing operations underway. Expect delays in movement. Advise on initial contact. You have information Foxtrot.
Yeah, it's still saying Foxtrot.
Des Moines International Airport. Information Foxtrot. 1754 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 23, 31. Wind 320 at 17 gusting 27. Visibility 10. View at 3.
Alright, we got ground up, towers up. Let's see. Alright, let's contact them. Don't need that.
R5, wing room. R5,
Let's see, is it actually doing the, it's not. Why is that not scrolling through on stream elements?
Sierra 726 Kilo Romeo Des Moines ground, taxi to C5 Papa. Please?
You should be scrolling. Oh, you know what? I know why it's not. Let me see something here, guys. Nope, nope. Alright, those should start scrolling through the chat now. They should, unless something's broken. Unless something else is broken. Alright, we got information Foxtrot. Where are we currently located here? Let's go back to chart here one more time. Just so you guys can see. I'm actually using ForeFlight so I can see it. Not checklist. Charts. Alright, so we're on the ground over here at what is the signature FBO. We need to get to runway 31. Actually, we probably could have just went back out Alpha, but let's see what they give us. That's probably going to be the only way back out, is taxing around that way. Alright, let's see. Hello ground, Compassion 2169. We are at the signature aviation ramp with the information Foxtrot, ready to taxi runway 31.
Compassion 2169, Des Moines ground, runway 31 taxi via Alpha.
Yep, that's where he sent us. Alright, runway 31 via Alpha, Compassion 2169. Alright, let's go. Parking brake is off now. Alright, so we're going to swing back around here, around the ramp. We don't got strobe lights on. Everything else looks good. make a U here. Exit the ramp here, and we'll go around to the right here. Got some jets on the ramp over there. But yeah, again, this is a freeware for Des Moines from flightsim.to. Actually looks pretty good. It's not bad looking at all. Looks like that's a run-up area right there. So we'll taxi all the way down here. Hold short. I believe this is the cargo ramp, FedEx cargo ramp. And we get up here, we'll hold short, go ahead and switch over to set up for our departure frequency because it's just single pilot. So I want to make sure we're good. Have to worry about the ILS critical area to hold short of. There is someone on final I see for runway 31. We'll get up here though and hold off. Make sure we're all squared away and ready to go. Alright, I see runway 31 here at the hold short of Alpha. Identified. Again, this is freeware. This airport looks very good for freeware. The wig-wag lights looks very nice. Yeah, at night it looks real good. The ground textures, everything looks very good. Again, unfortunately, I think this developer, this is the only scenery he's made. So we can't see the, what's wrong one? I couldn't donate to him, unfortunately. Alright, let's switch over to tower and let's get 23,900 on standby. Yep, DSM approach and departure. Alright, we got departure on standby there. We're gonna set this to nearest. Where the heck is nearest? There we go. Alright. We got everything good there. We don't need any of those on. Weather looks good out. We're climbing 4,000 initial. After departure, actually, hold on one second. We got 9,000 foot of runway. We got plenty of runway. This guy's still on final. Yeah, he's still on final. Our takeoff roll should be less than half the runway. We experience any engine issues or troubles before rotation speed will shut it down on the runway. Full reversers, exit as soon as practical, which will likely be off to the right. Anything after that, we're taking the aircraft into the sky and planning our procedure at that point. We're not planning, but enacting the procedure. If we're below 1,000 feet, we're putting it down in front of us if we lose the engine. Otherwise, we'll try to make our way back here to the airport and land here. That's the plan. All right, let's go charts. Yeah, we don't have a departure procedure out of here. We're RNAV. Not RNAV, we're radar vectors. That's what we'll get. Alright, that's set. That's not 3-1. Let's get our head and bug set correctly. Alright, 310 set. Oh, look at that, United. Oh, that is beautiful. Hello, Tower. Compassion 2169, holding short runway 31, ready for departure.
Compassion 2169, Des Moines Tower, runway 31, winds 300 at 19er, gusting 27, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, clear for takeoff, runway 31, copy the winds, and we're flying runway ahead in Compassion 2169. Alright, let's get lights up. Strobe lights on, we got post lights.
Compassion 2169, runway 31, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, clear for takeoff, Compassion flight 2169. Let's go.
Compassion 2169, runway 31, winds 300 at 19er, gusting 27. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
They were supposed to fix that. Copy y'all, Compassion 2169. Alright, runway identified. Aircraft is clear of the runway that just landed. Departure in looks clear. Actually, it looks like he's still exiting at the... No, he's clear. Alright, we got 31 identified on the pavement. We'll line up, hold the brakes, get to 100%, then release the brakes is what we'll do. Alright, we're all squared away. Everything else is set. Good to go. Alright, folks in the back, got the seatbelts on. Let's go 100%. Watch that torque. Alright, brakes released. Airspeed is alive. There's 60 knots. Engine instruments all still look stable. There's 80 knots and 85. And we'll rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Taxi light out. Yaw dampener engaged. Climbing out at 120. Runway heading.
American 2651, Des Moines Tower, runway 31, line up away.
31, line up away, American.
There's 122, flaps up.
Silverhawk 814, would you like to make a right turn onto Romeo? Contact now for Netta.
140, we'll go about.
Compassion 2169, contact departure.
Over to departure, Compassion 2169, good day.
American 2651, runway 31.
Hello, departure, Compassion 2169. 2.8, climbing 4,000, runway heading.
Compassion 2169, copy, departure frequency 118.9er.
Dang it, they still get it.
2169, turn right, maintain 5,000, turn right, and 090 vectors to IOW, then on course.
Alright, climb, maintain 5,000, right turn, head into 090 Compassion 2169. Alright, 1,000 to go. 090 set. Watch altitude at this point. Didn't give us higher yet.
Hey, best forward speed, a 5 mile final, and reaching 3,000 cleared. Visual approach from runway 31.
2169, direct IOW,
Direct IOW, then is filed compassion 2169.
Right heading 270, 18 Golf Tango.
I can't do that.
Departure low American 2651, 2.7 for 5,000 out of heading at 270.
Watch our altitude.
Left turn direct Omaha VOR up to 10,000 American.
Direct. Watch our speed. We're still below. And exceed 200.
170, relation 477.
Flow to 170, Spring City 12. Flow to 210, Spring City 12.
Let's get flight director on, nav mode on, and autopilot engaged.
5528. Over tower, push 5528.
Maybe he'll give us higher after. We're not sure yet.
We'll keep an eye out for that traffic. 18 Golf Tango.
We'll close the inertial separator once we get higher. I don't see the relux. We'll stay where we're given for now. Still below 200 knots. This is Class Charlie. I actually stay at 200 knots.
Heading 310, descent is 3,000, Legion 477. 360, Legion 477.
Down to 5,000, Spring City 12.
We're 84 miles from that. And Des Moines departure, compassion 2169. Can we get higher?
Compassion 2169, climb and maintain 6,000.
Dog. Climb and maintain 6,000, compassion 2169. That doesn't help us.
Right turn 280, Spring City 12.
Heading 280, field side, Legion 477.
Right heading 330, 18 Golf Tango.
Des Moines approach, left side 1, 0 miles southeast, 4,000.
2169, climb and maintain 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230, compassion 2169. Oh, wrong thing.
Clear visual 31, Legion 477.
My bad. 230 set.
Right turn,
We're going to switch to
IS.
IS.
Spring City 12.
170, that'll get us up. Let's close the inertial separator. Got no clouds to deal with. And once we get our torque power back, then we'll go up to 120. Really climb then.
Cleared the ILS 36 approach to ATC Go takeoff.
Now we see our torque is increasing now. Should be completely closed at this point. It's at 90. Alright, let's give it all power.
And cleared for the RNAV 31 approach, Spring City 12.
Oh, you know what? My mistake. I can't. I gotta give it the, I gotta move this into 850. There we go. Now we can get more power.
Roger, 893, leveling 4,000 just off of Alpha Mike Whiskey.
Now we'll climb like a rocket. Alright, there we go. Torque is set. Now doing about 1,500 feet per minute. 170 knots. And we already got a cabin altitude of 5.4. That's not like PSA haven't started. We do have a cabin climb.
Change to advisory, we'll call back up on the best ATC Go takeoff.
Differential pressure should be that high at 8,000 feet. We'll keep an eye on our pressurization. We're through 8,300. Doing 221 across the ground. Torque's good, engine instruments all look good and stable. There's 10,000. Get lights out. Off. My bit rates are looking better. It's up to 25 and some change, so that's good.
10 degrees right for 5 composition.
I'm not seeing any traffic. It's on. Must be just a lot of traffic above us. Alright, we're looking good so far. Aircraft is performing as it should. We got a tailwind happening of 61 knots. It was pretty bumpy on that departure though. Definitely was pretty bumpy. looking good though. .269 across the ground.
Direct Cedar Rapids, 815.
Alright, through 14. This is when it starts getting. Alright, got cabin altitude climbing. We're about 2,800 feet now on the cabin altitude. There's 14.5. This is when hypoxia really starts kicking in. Also when we have to supply oxygen to our passengers, which it's already on for them in the back. If we look here, cabin, it's nice and cool. Get 96, and we do have the oxygen system working. What is it currently outside? -1. Put it on Celsius. So also at our top altitude, ISA should be, what is it? We're going to 25, should be -50, plus 15 makes it what? -35 is what it should be at altitude. So we get ISA, anything other than that, we'll make sure that's standard anyway. Alright, I'm starting to see traffic showing.
2169, Hey, good day, 551.
Alright, over to Chicago Center on 18.15, compassion 2169. Thanks for the help. Good day. Good afternoon, Chicago Center, compassion 2169, passing 16.5, climbing, flight level 230.
Compassion 2169, Chicago Center, good afternoon.
It's gonna be pretty gusty, and we arrive in Cleveland as well. All right, through 17. He should give us higher. Whoa! Look at the way that. What the heck is going on with those wind turbines down there? Look at how fast they're spinning. That can't be right. That can't be right. Alright, we're looking good on cabin altitude. We're about 6.0 on differential pressure.
Maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, compassion 2169. Alright, on up to 250. Introduce more powerful torque. There we go. Looks good there. So what our fuel flow is going to be. All right, we're still good on the fuel balance. All right, through flight level 180. Let's go standard. And we'll set 2992 over here, which should already be that. I believe. Crossing 19,000. Yeah. 116 knots. We're doing 338 across the ground. That is beautiful. In a single engine aircraft. Let's get that. Waypoint info, let's dial that up, switch it, test it. We should pick up the Morse code identifier. I don't know if I can turn the volume up on this. 16200, that should be the, yeah, it shows it there.
Anybody out in front of you, 28, everything.
I can't hear it if it's picking it up. Alright, passing flight level 200. 20 minutes into the departure. This should switch to a from. Once we arrive at the waypoint.
November 78 on the Romeo, Chicago, Center, you're welcome. Hello, Chicago 524, Alpha Charlie, 415, calling 430.
Let's do it on 1,000 feet per minute.
Alpha Charlie, 415, calling 430. Well. In November 524, Alpha Charlie, Chicago, Center, you're welcome. Chicago, Transcon 765, level 450. 765, Chicago Center, Roger, welcome. Come to right. Okay.
Alright, they're reporting turbulence, moderate turbulence. 18,000 up to 380. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll give a power up as well once we get the cruise if we're picking up any of this turbulence along the way. Getting my torque up as high as we can get it, keep as much of that power on there as we can. Doing 354 knots across the ground, 355. Alright, cabin's pressurized still, just fine. Cabin pressure is 5,500. Differential pressures at 6, it looks like. Yeah, about 55. Got 95 on the pulse. See that pulse oximeter go up as well. Get cleaner oxygen, 100% aviation oxygen flowing through us. Hope keeps us awake. It's a little bit more energy.
Chicago Center, colony 626, flight level 410. Colony 626, Chicago Center, right here, welcome.
Get his on 259. Now we're not hypoxic. 64 across the ground.
Colony 626, I do have flight limit here routing and advise ready to copy.
Alright, we'll see the flip on the VOR with 3.8. There's the flip. Switch to a from indication. Or from a to a from. And we'll see the distance start to increase again. There it goes.
Direct Robbie, then the Goody 6 into Anoka Colony 66.
Let me check and make sure my data is working properly. Let's see. I don't know why the ground doesn't look great to me.
I'm sorry if I said the call sign wrong.
Yeah, it's all right.
Affirmative, it's going to maintain level 03.
Alright, under 2,000 feet to go. Look at our crab angle here. Because of the wind hitting us off the tail, noses angle more to a 040 looks like heading. But we're tracking 090. Alright, 1,000 to go.
American 2683, Chicago City, Roger.
Yeah, we're going to be entering an area that's supposed to be, again, moderate turbulence. Is that lower level of clouds are moving as fast as we are? Looks like this section of clouds is moving at a much faster rate down there. Definitely rolling with it. That's not Joe. Alright, coming up on flight level 250. It's Vorton. That's where we're headed. Is this Joe? Yeah, that's Joe. Alright, let's get him up next. High altitude VOR. Yeah, unless I just can't hear it, I feel like it should be giving us a you know what, I think it's issue with the PMS, where it doesn't quite pick that up. Let's see, I think it does on the nav 2. Let's do it on nav 2. 16200. See if we detect it. Power here now. I still don't hear it. I don't know if it's actually detecting it or not. For Morse code. We're not picking up the next VOR yet. Let me see. I don't believe it is. Yeah, it is choked. We'll get it on standby. 124 away from it. Looking good. And Chicago Center, Compassion 2169, have a power rep for you.
2169, go ahead.
Currently here at flight level 250, we are about 6 miles southeast of the Zelma waypoint. Negative on turbulence. We got a smooth ride here. Negative on icing. And temperature is negative 34 Celsius.
2169, copy, smooth ride, no turbulence or icing, temperature minus 34 Celsius.
Yeah, we're currently in that area where we're supposed to be picking up, we should be picking up icing. I mean turbulence. Alright, our oximeter up to 98 now. We're both currently getting enough oxygen in our blood to be golden. Alright, let's see. Let's just go to checklist. Make sure everything was good here. Strobes are on. Tick off compass altitude checked. Altimeters, altitude's good. Weather radar is on. Good there. Lights, cabin, transponder set. Released. He did retract. Tap brakes, flaps up at or above 122. Yaw dampener came on. Taxi lights went out. And the gears up. Flaps retracted. Power level was set. Cabin altitude we verified to be good. It says cruise plus 1,000. That's what it's supposed to be. So should we have actually set this to 26? Discomfort's good. That really only become a trouble if we do a high rate of descent and they mess with their ears doing a cabin descent. I mean the descent rate.
13482 and 300.
Commercial temperature's good. 70. Let's turn it up a little bit more. The icing we don't need. We'll get property ice on. Nah, we don't need it. We're not in the icing condition. Like I said, we are going to slow to 200 knots, though. Stay at 200 knots on a descent. So we can activate the inertia separator because we are going to descend through some icing conditions once we arrive in Cleveland. Transition altitude standard, pressure is good, post light for off, the ice system as needed, inertia separator is closed, and cruise power lever is set. We got somewhat of imbalance. Left is fuller tank, we on the left, nope, we are not, let's shift it. There we go. Pressure is good, the ice, inertia. Good. Only in heavy preset. Alright, we're good there.
Response team active in cargo area. Expect minor delays. Advot.
Picking up some ATIS from somewhere. Weather looks good. Everything looks good so far. Alright, so what I did want to talk about, let me turn this breathing apparatus off. We get good oxygen. We're getting it from within the cabin anyway. So the good news for those who, man, hold on, why is this not working? It's not doing the, it's supposed to, for the donation channels. I don't know why it is not.
It is better. It's a case of light job.
I can't delete this one up here unless I don't know what happened with that.
Second 3754, just going to maintain level 330. Just to maintain 330.
It's mentioning the other things. It's not mentioning the stuff it's supposed to mention for the this. I don't know why it is not, but it isn't. Alright, so the good news is I did have an interview today with my company for a different position. I will say that it seems to me that it went well. Even if I don't get offered the position, I did better than I did the last time, because I had to take basically an aptitude test. And the last time, back in June, I didn't get past that test. So I studied more this time around. I honestly wasn't expecting to pass the test the last time around because I didn't study enough for it. Doing like 210. All right, yeah, everything looks good. So I wasn't expecting to pass it. I knew if I passed it, it was sheer luck, which would have been terrible if I would have passed it, because I definitely wouldn't have been ready for the second part of the interview. So this time around, I studied my butt off, and last night and this morning, I said I was not going to get walked out of that room today before making it to the second interview, and I did not, because I did well on the test. Was not walked out this time. Unfortunately, a few of my coworkers were. A couple of my coworkers did make it. Which is unfortunate, but
2169, contact Chicago Center on 132.225.
Hold on 1 second. 32.
754.
All right, over to 32.225, Compassion 2169. Good day. Good afternoon, Chicago Center. Compassion 2169, flight level 250.
Chicago Center, good afternoon.
But yeah, I made it to the second part of the interview, of which I believe I did well in. So I'll know by the end of the week. Hold on, what's today, Friday? Yeah, by the end of next week, I should know whether or not I got the position. Like I said, I feel like I did good in the interview. I was pretty confident in the interview. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. And like I said, if you're a channel member, expect a lot more channel member content if that happens. Some behind the scenes stuff of what's going on and what I'll be doing and how it'll be working out for me. You you guys will get to see that firsthand. I think I may relegate that to being for channel members that's level 2 or higher. I'm not quite sure yet how I'll do that, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, just know that that's pretty much what it'll be. 25,000 feet puts us at 5,000 on the cabin altitude. I swear I feel like that's much higher than it's been. It says 6,000. I swear I don't remember it being that high. But I guess so. Alright, so we're supposed to be parking at Atlantic Aviation when we get here. Let's see, airport ops. Should be, where's Atlantic? Oh, it's way down here. We'll let operations know as well what's going on. Coffee that's like some hours old. I haven't had coffee in a while, like 8 or 9 months, but I decided to get coffee this morning. I wanted to make sure I was fully awake. I was pretty excited for this morning to get this interview going. So, like I said, we'll get to see how things roll.
United 636, Chicago Center, Roger, welcome.
From there. We're currently 48 minutes out from the destination. Hey, operations, Passion 2169. We're currently at cruise level 250. We'll be about 48 minutes out from the destination. So far, everything is going well.
Got it, Hatchet. Everything's smooth sailing on our end. By the way, remember that mission from Omaha to Milwaukee? That was quite the journey. Looking forward to hearing more about your band, The Rescue, sometime.
Alright, sounds good. We'll do. Also, just to confirm, we are going to be parking at Atlantic Aviation, FBO. So if you can't, give them a call ahead. Let them know we'll be en route so they can have a car ready for us.
Roger that, Hatchet. I'll make sure to give Atlantic Aviation FBO a call and let them know you're en route so they can have a car ready for you.
Chicago United.
Thank you much. I'll talk to you on the ground.
Got it, Hatchet. I'll catch you on the ground.
Alright, let's also get some other things in place. Let's look at some stuff here. Charts. Good. Let's go our destination, Cleveland. That checks.
Chicago Center United 2474 350.
Airport.
United 2474 Chicago Center right here.
Let's see what else we got. Overflow. Parking area.
Alright, thank you.
Info. Takeoff bins. We're good there.
United 1583 Chicago Center. Welcome. Squawk 6243.
Alright, so we got 8. This is going to be 3237. $37.5. Let's see. let's get 121.5 up. Always forgive me. We want to definitely be monitoring the guard frequency. Alright, so we'll be parking down here at Atlantic Aviation is where we'll be parking. So I believe they're going to have us landing runway 24 right. So we'll probably exit in the center here. Literally, we'll have to exit there. And probably cross the runway, come back up Lima to the G8 ramp. That's where we'll be parking at Atlantic.
United 636, descend and maintain flight level 330. 330,
Pass Joe? Oh, we did. Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear the, let me turn it off. Maybe you guys can hear it and I just can't hear it. No isolation, everything is on. Actually, I'll isolate it to me. Alright. So that's where we're going to be. Actually, let's bring that back up. What's the altitude? We're at Joe now. Alright, airport altitude is 800 feet. We need to add 500 to that. So it'll bring us up to, what, 1,400 feet? That's what we'll add for our cabin altitude when we start our descent. No, arrival. Left. We're doing the Browns 4 arrival. Let's make that full screen. Yeah, we're coming in just above. Let's see, Benjo is where we're coming in. We'll be 1,000 feet above Fry already, which is where we are to 5,000 feet. We won't make that speed restriction though. We'll let ATC know. We definitely won't make the speed restriction of 280. But it's at or above flight level 240, then McCoy, at or above 210. We do have a holding pattern for Fix Browns. Yeah, the initial, it's a holding pattern for Brown. If we need to hold off, we would just put on a hold. It's like 10 nautical mile hold ring. And Browns is our actual star. We're not doing a brown. And all runways can be accessed via this star. So that's what we're doing. We actually get to fly slightly into Canada, as you guys see. And slightly fly into Canada's airspace. And then back down. So we'll temporarily get to cross the border and come back. We got a lot of aircraft on the ground around us.
1822 Delta 2826.
Conditions. Says we're good. Alright, then we got Whedon at 280, flight level 190. Again, we'll continue stepping down and we'll maintain as best forward speed possible, which will likely be 250 knots. That's what we'll probably go for. Then again, probably not, because like I said, we're going to have to get the inertia separator on during the descent, because the we're expecting ice in between. Let me see, let me bring it back up here. Dang it, it took my signed out. You signed back in the AWC.
Alright, over 1822, it's got 3027. Have a good day, sir. You too, thank you.
Took it out. If I can get it to pull back up here. Yeah, because we're supposed to arrive around 2052 Zulu. Weather looks to be good around that time. Just very windy, so like I said, it's going to be a bumpy arrival. We're just We're just short of Chicago O'Hare. We should see a crap ton of traffic down there. It looks like Midway right here. O'Hare should be, I think that's O'Hare behind it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's right behind our way, but that's Midway. And these colors look terrible.
3 miles eastbound Airbus, 1,000 people over.
Alright, let's see. Close to the time of arrival for us. Waiting for it to load up here. Jeez, I don't see any aircraft on the ground. Or like on the approach end. There's a ton of traffic down there though. That's all the Dreswicki scenery loading up down there. It's absolutely terrible on the FPS. My FPS are good, but for some reason that's just taking forever to load up down there.
And November 1870 Echo westbound right are mostly smooth, maybe
Let's see if you see Chicago back here. Oh, I think that's Chicago out there. My mistake. Chicago's out there.
132.62, they'll keep your time going.
13262, 1870
Alright, so at the time of arrival, we're looking at trace to moderate icing. Just below flight level, not flight level, but just below about 11,000 feet down to about 5,500 feet maybe. So we'll definitely have the inertial separator on at that time. We'll probably be smoking aces on the descent and then start to slow up as we get lower, so we can get below 200 knots or to get the inertial separator active. Lots of traffic, but I'm not seeing any traffic out there. I'm surrounded by traffic right now. Not sure why we're not picking any up. Alright, so 11,000 down to yeah, and I don't know why Extreme Elements is only doing, it's only picking up one, it's only picking up one timer right now. It's just showing the same timer over and over.
3187, turn 153 right, vector traffic, and your climb.
Let's do this, just so I can get this in the,
3187, turn 153 right.
so I can get the information in the channel.
50 degrees right for traffic on the 3187. Colony 625, descend and maintain flight level 330.
This is going to be the .org.
Colony 625, contact Chicago Center 127.77 today.
2777 625.
3482 on board 3444.
Center, the 625 337, descending 330. Should maintain 320, penalty 625.
I'm just checking something here. That's their .org. And let me get the their mission statement. stupid stream elements isn't wanting to do it properly. All right, so let's see if we're picking up the ATIS. Not yet. About 30 minutes from top of descent. So we'll be coming in via Browns. The plan is runway 24 left to right, so we'll be vectoring off to there to Slaughter. Actually, no, that's incorrect. My mistake. Browns to Turkey. Deacon. Let's see, where's the information for Deacon? It says 6,005. Oh no, this is a different waypoint. This is probably in the inset somewhere here. There we go. No, it's not. That's the that's way out there. That's a 1 on it. Oh, out here. Alright, so the ball flag is what it's called. Just learned that recently. Is cube. 7,000 to 6,000. Let's scroll down through this. All of that should be on there. Arrival, Benjo, Cowboy, McCoy, Wheaton, like Will Wheaton. Red zone, winds. Let's see. Garlic, Browns, Turkey.
2169, contact Chicago Center on 124.825.
All right, over to 24825, Compassion 2169. Good day. Oh, they're the stupid things now populating in the chat. Let's go over to that part of Chicago. Good afternoon, Chicago Center, Compassion 2169, flight level 250. All right, Elroy.
Compassion 2169, Chicago Center. Good afternoon.
All right, that all checks out. Yep, to Elroy. It'll take us outbound, looks like. Get to Elroy and go outbound to get set up for 24. That's at 5,000 feet, max speed 210. Expect the ILS, RNAV, RMP, or RNAV. Pretty sure it'll probably be the visual, maybe, we'll see. Let's see, weather, Cleveland, 13, 19, 51. What time is it? 2042. Okay, that one's up to date. I don't know why San Tensions is pulling up to date time. 290, 17, gusting 32. 10 statute miles, scattered 4,100, scattered 6,000. Yeah, we'll be visual. It'll probably be ILS. Is backed up to the visual approach. Rain began 20 minutes after the hour, ended 37 minutes. Peak winds was 240 at 6.7 at 19:10. That wasn't too long ago. That was like 30 minutes ago. Wind shift 19:18. Then rain began 20 minutes after the hour, ended 37 minutes after the hour. Sea level pressure is 10.0.3. Precipitation within the last 3 hours were, or 6 hours I think it is, was trace. True temp 8.9 and 1.1 on the dew point. But 29048 got a low pressure we're flying into. Winds 290, 17, 32. Yeah, so we're looking good. ASOS requires maintenance. Geez, I wish we could get nodes on here. That would be so clutch. Alright, now approach plate for ILS-24. Should be 24 right if I'm not mistaken, is the active. Make sure we hadn't entered any icing conditions. Alright, we got decision altitude is 200. Pretty much what we have to use here. That's 200, that's it. Yeah, we got that. Now I was trying to see if I could use that. Otherwise, 200. That's decision height above the ground. Alright, we got 8 is... Oh, did I put the wrong one in? Arrival is 2785. Alright, nothing yet.
JetBlue 2628, contact.
Alright, ILS will be 1155. Final approach course will be 238. I can't mess with the course at the moment.
2557. Good day. Sorry, that was completely unreasonable taken.
The R is automatic in this thing. It's moving. We're already past Volt.
Coming to 42, it's you calling. They put your line.
Get out of here.
Contact you guys, center 132.62.
Alright. Our final approach course 238. At this point 11.5. Put that as backup for now. Rose is the final approach fix, and again we're coming in from Leroy, so we'll be coming in this direction. It's supposed to send us back up toward Leroy. 1 and 3. So RNAV approach. RNAV 1 it says. Probably, yeah, I was about to say because of the holding pattern. It's ILS and an RNAV approach. DME, radar required. Position altitude, climb 1700 in right turn to 3000. For the go around. Come in here. Highest obstacle on the chart is just southeast of the approach path. We'll try to stay clear of that. Looks like 1 and 3. 1 is max 210 at Elroy and mandatory 5000. They'll likely cut us into Borney. Most likely is what they'll do. Alright, we got approach lighted, sequence flashing 2. Pappy lights on the right. Straight in 24 right, ILS 980. Decision height 200. Altitude 980. We'll be at 120, so we are Bravo category. Alright, let's see. There was something else I was going to do. Let's get the Bravo truck. Oh, sweet. It actually keeps them there. So I'll switch to that. Ah, nice. Did that. Sweet. I can switch between the 3. Makes it quick and easy. Alright.
Affirm 320 Mach 8 aside. American 2229, 20.5, climbing, button 240, American 22. That is 888, 135, 02.
we're in that, actually we're out of that area. We're now like in icing condition area. High surface winds is showing to be reporting. And Chicago Center, Compassion 2169, just checking to see any PI reps for the area.
2777 American 2833. Compassion 2169, no turbulence or icing reported in your area.
We'll call that good then. Approach, just looking at frequencies here. Why are you giving me what I'm looking for?
Okay. I'm a huge access to the border and we're about to go to Edmond.
Enforcement, American 2220.
I'm glad my bit rate's got a little bit better here for the rest of the flight. Just sucked on takeoff though with the bend like that. Got approach. This doesn't have the right let's see, it's saying 2655 for the approach. I'm not saying that one, but we'll use what they have here. I can have that on standby. We'll just use that one. What's supposed to happen if we're not getting a cooler cabin enough with the set to auto, we'll switch to bleeds high, and that should give us a little bit warmer cabin temps. Cabin negative 35. Looks like we're actually on ISA. Yeah, because remember 25 times negative 2 is negative 50, minus 15 is negative 35. We're right on the money. We're right at ISA 0 standard. I'll let humidity in the air. Not picking up any ice or anything. We're like in a nice little cirrus layer, I guess.
342, take care, 4699. Compassion 2169, contact Cleveland Center on 133.525.
All right, over to Cleveland Center on 33.525, Compassion 2169. Good day. Good afternoon, Cleveland Center, Compassion 2169, flight level 250.
Cleveland Center, good afternoon. Thank you.
22, 29, 27, climbing 320.
Ozzy, dude, you need to stop coming in here doing that, bro. You're killing me with that. Stop coming in here making dramatic requests. I'm not doing that. Welcome in, but chill out, man. Please. There's no need for none of that. Alright, so far we're looking good. Things doing what it's supposed to. So are you also a flight instructor in the TBM as well? Where's the videos, man? You gotta upload those videos. Alright, we'll clear that out. That's fine. We got that chart up. Let's get the arrival chart. You get there. Alright, we're doing, 427 across the ground is beautiful. Single engine doing 427 knots across the ground at 25,000 feet. Can't beat it. Can't beat that at all. Let me see if we're picking up the ATIS now. Let's see. We are.
Density altitude 700 feet. TCAS testing in progress. Monitor for activity in the approach area. Advise on initial contact. You have information November.
Information November.
Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Information November. 19510. Arriving runways 28, 24 right. Departing runways 24 left, 28. Wind 290 at 17 gusting 32.
United 1397.
Visibility 10. Scattered at 4100. Scattered at 6000. Temperature 9er, dew point 1. Altimeter 2948. Density altitude.
Alright, that checks out. 2948.
TCAS testing in progress. Monitor.
Got information November. Alright, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a bumpy ride on the approach, but it's also, we're going to be paying attention for icing conditions on the way down out of 11,000 feet down to about 5,500 feet. And going from there. It scares you when someone says check pressure. It's beautiful check out pressure with. Gotcha.
And Center United 1331, do you have any ride reports up ahead?
I mean, if you want to see the cabin pressure, this is where it's at. This is what we're looking at. Like I said, we'll be setting the cabin altitude to 1,400 feet for the descent and landing elevation into Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah, 1331. South 3791, traffic 11 o'clock, 15 miles westbound, Falcon 1,000 feet above the descent altitude.
5 miles, a ton of waypoints. Yeah, like I said, we should be visual on our approach into Cleveland. Looks like picking up some light chop here. Maybe just a little, not much. Right, we'll clear those there. There's supposed to be some icing conditions just north of here. Looks like Detroit's picking up some icing down there.
Break Air 4693, set and maintain potable 310 for crossing traffic.
Fortunately, all the ceilings are much lower than we are for the our portion of the flight.
Segment 15 Eastern Dallas, 2255 for New York, Pennsylvania, Lake Erie. More information available by service frequency.
Center 524 over track 0270, climbing 340. 524 big track up.
Yeah, we're going into a much lower pressure system than shown. See how good we do on this crosswind landing or so as we get here. Yeah, I think we're getting that from some airbound. I think that's Detroit. Yeah, that's Detroit airport loading down there. Are getting that slight stutter. You done much flying in any GA airplanes? Ozzy. If so, any favorite aircraft?
Center 119.72. 1972 for car 4693, see ya.
It is gonna get kind of dark, so let's get down on, we'll get some of these lights on. And yo, you missed our landing into Dublin the other day. You told me to let you know when we were on final, when we captured the glide slope. I don't know if you got to go back to watch that flight or not, but it wasn't too bad. It was a good flight.
7 miles south.
I think I landed 777 pretty well. I feel like it was a nice crosswind land. I think we had like 20 knots off the left quarter
3791 traffic 11
the nose.
Southwestbound Gulf Stream out of 33.
Yeah, I think we did good getting going. It's a pretty good flight.
Brickyard 5625, level 330,
Brickyard 5625, keep us on and off flight shop 6.
It's still cold in here. Let's get the we'll get the bleed on high. We'll have to readjust the cabin temp. So it should start increasing the temperature in here a lot more. So I'll keep an eye on that. Make sure we're good.
Passion 2169, descend via Browns 4 to 5000, Benjo transition into Cleveland, altimeter 2948.
All right, we'll descend via the Browns 4 down to 5000, Benjo transition, altimeter 2948, compassion 21.
November 4 Victor Echo, Town 19, Bravo 430.
530 over Chicago.
We already had her above, down 19. Let's go ahead and set, actually let's go ahead and start our descent here.
Thank you, 1514.
We'll set it via speed. Start descending. There we go. Let's go back to about 80%. And set this back to about there. above 17 here at red zone. Set 17.
Free here 5625, direct to Echo Tango Golf.
Direct CD, discharge 5625.
We do got a cabin descent rate, and we already see the differential pressures decreasing, descending as well.
Cleveland Center, American 3279, Waddle 350.
Like I say, we should hit this cloud deck around 11,000 feet. That's where icing is. So, pretty sure that ceiling should be around 11,000.
Yep, we should have something here.
Right at 200. There we go. Drop this back some more. Keep that nose over.
Number 4 Victor Echo, contact PD Center 133.77.
3377, Foxtrot Victor Echo, thank you, sir.
Here it is, comfort looks normal.
Central Aircraft has some information. Segment Yankee 1, Bob Hill 0105.
Let's set this back to auto now.
Erie, West Virginia, Maryland.
We're already in descent anyway.
And expecting more information available by service.
We're going to go ahead and get lights on. Post lights up.
Envoy 3714, are you at Cleveland?
Drop it out of 850 mode as well. There we go.
Cleveland Center, Envoy 3714, check it in on 3337, 1310.
Envoy 3714, Cleveland Center, Honor, thank you.
330 across the ground. Alright, we need to be below 14 at 11. Alright, looks like we're probably gonna make it. Looking at our banana there, blue banana. We're definitely gonna make 14, so we should be fine. Can't make 280. We gotta go with Cleveland Center. 2655. Over to Cleveland Center on 2655, compassion 2169.
Blue Streak 5039, Cleveland Center, on and off flight shots today, all else.
Hello, Cleveland Center, compassion 2169, descending via the Browns 4 arrival.
169er, copy. Radar contact 9er miles southeast of Leamington. Descend altitude 5,000 feet. Altimeter 2950.
All right, descending to 5,000. Altimeter 2950. Much lower than expected. There we go. All right, we'll expect the ILS runway 24 right, compassion 2169. We're out of 14,000. We still haven't hit this cloud layer. Like I said, we should enter this layer around 11,000 feet. It is at negative 21 outside right now. Oh, we're on Cleveland Approach. And Cleveland Approach, Compassion 2169. We're not going to meet that speed restriction here at Browns.
Compassion 2169, copy. Maintain current speed. Continue Browns for arrival.
All right, we'll continue Browns for arrival at current speed, Compassion 2169.
625, contact Cleveland Center, 119.
All right, we're already below the 14.
1972, Bridge.
Now we're going down to 7. They already gave us down lower than that. Get 7,000 set. All right, we got a differential pressure of 2.2. Cabin altitude is about 5,000 feet and descending. All right, we haven't hit the cloud deck yet. Just before we hit it, we are going to get the inertia separator on. Actually, we can do it now because it takes about 40 seconds, and we're picking up some turbulence here as well. Let's get the inertia separator on. We can prop the ice on. We get ice light on because it probably can get dark as we get into these clouds too. There's 10,000, and we're about to enter that cloud deck there. All right, inertia separator is active. It's what, negative 10 Celsius right now.
Brickyard 44, 5598 at 310. Brickyard 5598, keep the rudder. I don't know, light shot today.
All right, let's arm the localizer. Not arm it, but get the correct frequency up for the ILS.
Blue Streak 5039 and Delta 29.
And Cleveland Approach, Compassion 2169. We got cloud tops at around 8,700 feet.
Speed discretion, Delta 2963. Compassion 2169, copy cloud tops 8,700 feet.
And keep an eye out on this. Make sure we don't start accumulating ice. 7,000, we go down to 6,000 when that time comes. Well, stay at 6,000 because this isn't VNAV. Ice detected so far.
Contact Cleveland Center, 119.72.
Negative 6.
119.72 on Boy 3714.
Alright, then we'll set lower here once we cross the fix.
Center Delta 3006 310 smooth. Heard about the hold. Delta 3006, Cleveland Center Roger. Speed is here to approach.
Alright, down to 6,000.
It is Delta 680, turn left heading 010. Affirm 010. Southwest 1514, turn right heading 050.
Still got cabin descent rate.
American 2537, thanks for the help. Contact tower, take care.
Alright, that's between the two. We can go down to 5,000
now. 4435, you are about 2 miles from Colby. Maintain 5,000 close up. Clear for the LS runway 24, right approach. Southwest 1514, number 4, now we're speed of 10 knots, I'm already. We're device 2698, clear approach low, runway 24 right. Customer reports occasional light, turbo on bottom.
Actually, we haven't gotten the approach yet.
That Kids Silver 6 days to maintain 3000. Burger 4435 over short, contact tower, take care.
Ah, we did start picking up some ice in there. Nice. I like that that showed up like that. Alright, we're turning on Elroy outbound. Let's go.
14-14-130.
They're supposed to vector us already.
Phoenix Delta 680, spotting at 320.
And Cleveland approach, compassion 2169. Just checking if you forgot about us. You didn't clear us for the approach.
Compassion 2169, copy. No forget.
Oh my God. And compassion 2169, just checking to see can we get the vectors to final for ILS 24 right.
Berg 3112, good approach, good afternoon to you, put the LS 2 right.
And now let's switch to
Compassion 2169, descend and maintain 4,000 feet, turn right, heading 200 vectors for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
Put the ILS, sorry, put the RDI Yankee 2 right, Berg 3112.
200. All right, right turn to 200 for vectors for the ILS 24 right. We'll descend, maintain 4,000.
Compassion 1514, 210 for localizer. Speed is Global 680, you're 3.5 miles from Cabby. Turn left heading at 275, maintain 3,000. So established, set out from way 2 for approach to Park Lakefront. Southwest 1514, 2 miles from Palm Beach, 4,000 still established. You're clear for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
And course heading is
Pressure 2698, areas of light precipitation off the nose. Pretty much for the arrival up on the Cleveland Hawkins. Again, light turbulence reported. Phoenix Global 680, contact Lakefront Tower 124.3, take care.
Cleveland approach, compassion 2169. We broke out around maybe 5,100 feet and we picked up trace icing. All right, localizers coming in. Let's on
Compassion 2169, copy trace icing at 5100 feet.
Localizers coming in. Localizer 2. We're getting localizer 2.
Compassion 2169, 7 miles from Shirk. Turn left heading 240, descend and maintain 3,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
Alright, left turn to 240, descend and maintain 3,000 until established on a localizer, cleared for the ILS 24 right approach, compassion 2169. We have the field in sight here.
2378, cleared approach, KCLE-ATLANTIC 24 right.
And let's kill the autopilot. Leave your damper on, flight directors off. We have field in sight. Left tank's fullest. We're on left tank. Alright, that checks out. Alright, below 178. Let's go approach flap set. Watch that nose. Let's slow down. We see traffic here in front of us.
2169, contact Cleveland Tower on 124.5.
Alright, over to Cleveland Tower on 24.5, compassion 2169. Hello, Cleveland Tower, compassion 2169 on the ILS 24 right.
Compassion 2169, Cleveland Tower, roger, continue approach runway 24 right.
Roger that, compassion 2169. Jeez, we are getting pushed off to the left. Let's get back over on course.
Now 2378, turn right heading 160, maintain 3,000.
Compassion 2169, winds 290 at 17, gusting 32, runway 24
right. Speed fully, Seaway report clear, 24 right.
Top of the wind, split of land, runway 24 right, compassion 2169.
Five Niner, flight service near up. Trick here, 4435, loading.
Yaw dampener off just yet.
Last on November, draw 24, last on November, down.
Prop icing off. Everything else is still on. Lights are on. We've been given clearance to land.
Alright, thank you.
Why are we picking up low 2? That should be on the
2378, 3 knots bound from Shirk, running at 210, 3,000, full established, but runway 2 flight approach.
It should be nav 1. We should be picking up the localizer 2.
Okay, right, see west side flight.
It's weird. Alright, 5 mile final. Below gear down speed. Let's go gear down. Taxi light on. Flight director off. Alright, we're slowing down. Watch our altitude.
Contact there, take care.
Winds off our nose at 31.
Yeah, 2378, Cleveland Tower, 24 right, 29031, gust 44, clear to land. And 2378, last arrival reported plus 15, minus 10, moderate turbulence on final, E175.
Yeah, moderate turbulence.
Flight 2698, Cleveland 2545, Cleveland Tower, runway 24 left, 290, 29, gust 44, clear for takeoff. 24 left. And there 5141, soon approach well, light, 1514, left on November there, left on golf to 34.
Try to stay 3 over white, 3 white over 1 red. This is so windy in case we lose the engine here on final. Be good. Somewhat good, just 39, 28 knots.
So let me ask him and see if he's able to get out. Delta 25, 45, cancel takeoff, clearance, hold short 24 left.
Shoved off to the left.
Takeoff clearance, short 24 left, Southwest 1514, let's amend that, go straight ahead, cross 24 left at November, ground point 7 on the other side.
Cross 24 left at November, ground point 7 on the other side, Southwest 1514.
United 1124, winds are 290 and 29 gusts 44, you going to be able to take those? Yes, we can, United 12. Roger. Delta 20,
looks like that aircraft is already clear of the runway.
The runway 24 left of the next taxiway.
85 across the ground. 24 knots off the
maintain 3000, right heading 14.
Got a heavy wind correction here. Look at my flaps here. Not flaps, my ailerons.
Turn to 180.
500.
Getting stepped on.
And Delta 2545, the aircraft out in Lima is going to be making a right on Juliet 5, and then they're going to join in front of you on Juliet 6 there. United 1124, Cleveland Tower, runway 24 left, line them away. Look
at the wind south.
2545 on Lima, hold short of Juliet 6, let me know when you're ready. Lima short Juliet 6, we'll go.
Flight 2698, you're 4 miles from Shirk, maintain 3000 full established, heading 210, clear to the outlet.
And 2378, perimeter runway 24 right, 290 at 28.44, clear to land.
A little heavier than I would have liked. We'll take that. Alright, ailerons into the wind.
Sun double 55 to maintain
that was
5000.
insane. 17 knot crosswind. Right side slip, 5.87 for wind correction.
Fairway 31, 12 to maintain 3000.
Slow it down as quickly as we can.
For arriving traffic.
Fighting this wind. Like I said, we're full ailerons to the right.
Flight 2690, 108 knots, still short. Contact tower, take care.
Tower, 2545, can you just let us know when the wind changes?
That was wicked.
Yeah, what do you need? Well, it depends on what direction. We just, we're limited to a 33 knot crosswind. Roger, okay. Tower Butterfly 2698.
Level flight,
2698, clear tower, runway 24 right, 290 that's 44, clear to land.
Contact ground
Bridge
on
report, right, clear to land,
121.7.
2698. Butterfly 2698, arrival, East 75 plus 15, minus 10, moderate turbulence on final.
maintain 3000 full established.
Yeah, 1124, runway 24 left, 29027, got 44, clear for takeoff. United 1124,
what are we on here?
left.
Alright, we're clear on golf here. We'll switch over to ground on 21.7, capacity 2169.
Take care, 3611, clear the tower, runway 24 left, line of weight, just a moment, in trail spacing, traffic crosses downfield. 4 left, line of weight, what was the wind again?
We'll leave all of that off
got
now.
44.
Alright, we got that good.
Yeah, 2378, turn left.
Hello, ground, compassion 2169, clear runway 24 right on golf. I was just saying nobody's listening to 21.9, and that's literally the ground frequency. That's weird. Let me report that. I don't know, make sure that's actually the ground frequency. It should be, though. I don't know why it isn't. Oh, 21,700. All right, let's do that then. He gave us 21,900. I'm sorry, no he didn't. He gave me 21,700. I did 21,900. That's my mistake. Hello, ground. Compassion 2169. Clear runway 24 right on Golf.
Compassion 2169, Cleveland ground taxi to Atlantic Aviation, stand clock runway in November. Hold short of runway 6 right, then Lima, Foxtrot. Good day.
All right, we'll taxi to Atlantic Aviation via November. Hold short 6 right, then Lima, Foxtrot. Compassion 2169. All right, this is November we're on right now. We'll turn lights off for now. Strobe lights off. She should give us clear to cross here momentarily.
Compassion 2169, cross runway 6 right, then continue taxi via Lima, Foxtrot.
All right, we'll cross runway 24 left here on November and then continue via Lima, Foxtrot, Compassion 2169. All right, we'll clear left and right. Looks like United's taxiing over there. Let's get lights overhead back on. All right, guys, welcome to Cleveland. Let's get across before some things change. That was pretty good, pretty intense. Again, look at that windsock right there. That's what we were fighting against there. All right, we'll give way to United here. This is also a freeware airport for Cleveland as well. If you guys did not know. My bad. Kind of got stuck here. All right, we're on Lima. We'll keep going up Lima here and make that right on Foxtrot. Now we'll get weather radar off. That's a normal GPS. Let's delete the flight plan. Yeah, this is a freeware airport. It actually looks very nice for freeware. sure what those guys are doing. They shouldn't be there. Got some pretty cool jets out here on the ground. Over here at Atlantic. Alright, I see our guy over there. Got net jets, a flex jet over here. For some reason, it looks like we're parking right near this pole. Where did he go? Ah, the heck with it. We'll just leave it here. He just disappeared. I don't know what happened. What's up with GSX and that? He was right there and he just disappeared. Am I missing something? Oh, there he goes. Why did he disappear? He's not. I'm parking here. The heck with it. Still parking brake on. Alright, we'll get all of our DI stuff off. Ice light off. We'll leave the engine at idle for a minute. We're going to feather the prop. Feather? Why are you not feathering? Alright, that off. Operations, we have safely made it on the ground. We parked at Atlantic Aviation. The car isn't here yet, so you can reach out to them again so we can get these passengers deplaned and onward to where they're going.
All right, Hatchet. I'll reach out to Atlantic Aviation again to make sure the car is ready for our passengers. Let's get them deplaned and on their way.
Get that off. We are fully depressurized and we're sitting at about 1,000 feet. Should be 1,200, 1,400. Off. Off. Switch that to manual. Off there. That's off. Let's get these. Get that off. EFIS master off. Get oxygen off. Those off, off, off. Strobes off, post lights off. Taxi light off. Alright, that's over 15 seconds of idle and feather being prop being feathered. We'll go condition lever to off. Shut down the master. Russia separator off. That's off. We get nav lights off up top. Ignition off. Battery off. Off. Bar. Whoa, is it about to rain? It looked like lightning. Let's get the door open. Yeah, we did pick up some ice in there on final there. I don't know if you guys saw it. Basically exactly what we were showing for it to be at. Alright, 99 there, it's 64 outside. They'll come get these folks. The weather forecast showed it to be that, and it was. We'll get these things on. Let's get these people out of here. My door's already open. Yeah, unfortunately, because this isn't an actual parking spot, I can't get things going here. Gonna turn the radios off. That was a pretty good flight. I enjoyed that flight. The other day that I was going to do this flight, it was going to be terrible. I think we would have had better wind conditions, but the weather wasn't going to be so great. Landed into here, but this wasn't that much. It wasn't terrible. It was we managed, and you can see that. Look at that. Even the those things are just kind of blowing in the wind. That's cool how that's simulating the actual wind conditions here. But yeah, we did pick up some trace icing. As we see, it shedded off the aircraft by the time we landed. But we were picking up some small traces of ice. We didn't pick up as much through the descent as I thought we would, but that was the first time I actually got to see icing on this aircraft, which is pretty cool to see. But other than that, here we are at Atlantic Aviation in Cleveland, Ohio. Hope you guys enjoyed that flight. I definitely did. Like I said, if you did want to make better of your parking positions at gates or at airports now, as far as GA stuff goes, GSX definitely did a good job updating that to where we can, you know, you can go and make sub parking spots below the parking spots they already have labeled. So that way when you're searching through it, you can actually see, like I'll show you guys here. Let me take off my remote connection. We'll close that. And we'll just bring it up on here so you guys can see it. Yeah, I know it's isolated. Bring up GSX so I can see some stuff. Alright, so if we were to reposition, I have it set for south parking. I think regular parking has some spots over here at Atlantic. But you see here, Atlantic FBO, and so forth. These two, I don't think I set those up because I don't think they're over here at Atlantic. But makes it easier for you to know where to go for your FBO. As long as you remember where you put it, but in some airports, you know, it's not, you know, big airports where it's easy for you to manage your FBO parking. But at least you won't have to wonder which parking is which because you've already set it up, and you'll know which one is Atlantic because you've actually designated it as such instead of trying to figure out or remember or assume which is which. So yeah, other than that, we got our LifeLine recipient here to Cleveland for the services that they required. Mr. John Woodard, accompanied by Javi Harris and Davis Pepper, again was going from Des Moines to Cleveland for a critical medical appointment at a major hospital is what it was. And that's brought to us by LifeLine Pilots through the Air Care Alliance with Say Intentions. And again, these are real charities and real non-profit organizations. So again, if you do care to go at least visit the sites or follow them on social media, they do have that on the website, which again the link is still in the description of the video, but also scrolling through the chat you should see it as well. To go visit, donate if you like to donate. But this is just to kind of, I guess, shed some light on these nonprofits so people know they exist, because honestly I didn't know how most of these existed. The only one I knew of was Pilot and Pause, and I think one other one, I can't think what the name is, but I didn't know that there was, the Angel Flights. I didn't know that there was so many different Angel Flights. I did know that there was a Turtles Fly one to help relocate turtles. There's quite a bit of organizations, which is cool because Say Intentions have brought that to being a part of their service. And also for whenever you do at least one flight for that organization, Say Intentions donates 10% of what your monthly fee is to that organization. So they're getting something as well when you complete these flights. They won't donate every time you do a flight. Like this is LifeLine Pilots. I can do 5 flights and they're going to donate for each one of them. It's just one time during that time that you complete a flight for it. So yeah, again, another great thing about Say Intentions, it gives us these other options and opportunities to do more than just Part 121 flying. Get to do some GA flying and, you know, get people to where they need to be. I sure hope that person that flew with us here, John, wasn't getting thrown around too much on final back there. That weather, those winds were pretty insane. But we got them on the ground here. They'll get to their destination hospital and be good to go. Other than that, I appreciate everyone who joined in. Ozzy, again, dude, appreciate you stopping by, hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyone else who stopped by and hung out in the stream here for this flight, I appreciate you. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hopefully on the next one, I'll have some good news or bad news of whether or not I got the job offer. And like I said, channel members, be on the lookout. You'll be getting some in-depth information and lots of stuff going on about what I'll be doing as far as the new position goes if I land that position. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.
Record flight 1915, trading 055, east to base for 3 miles. Record flight 3915, heading 055. Appreciate 3633, contact departure, have a good one.
Thank you, that's what you'll see, 3633.
Roger, flight 3915 to the maintain 3000, turn right heading 140. Here short 26 at Willie Cloud, runway 25. Roger, 3915, starting at 210, you're 3 miles from short, 3000 full established, put out 2 flight approach. You were short 26, 254. The Allen, you correct. What's your request? Roger, 3915, contact Harris-Swett. Sorry, thank you. Proceed midfield quadrant on line. 15026. 1239, 15, 6 hour, hello again, wind 3020, gust 30, runway 24 right, clear land.
24 right, clear land, Frontier 39, 15.